We're back, everybody. Are we?
Yes.
I don't think we're gonna get into like any combat here tonight.
Probably not.
Thank you for the invitation, President Rocksmith. There's no need to be so tense in my presence, Machias. Would you like a cup of coffee? There's tea for me, and coffee with milk and sugar for Miss Herschel. It would seem Calvard's intelligence agency is staffed with only the very elite. Well, their human resources are going to change now as the new party takes over from me. Is that right? Toa Herschel, we met at the West Emiria Trade Conference 2 years ago, isn't that right? If my memory doesn't fail me, you had coffee with milk and sugar at the banquet. Your memory is excellent. That's Samuel Rocksmith, the president of Calvard. As with most people in power, he easily dominates the atmosphere with his presence. Even though he's on the way out, he's still a very influential man. My, welcome, Ashen Chevalier. Unfortunately, I haven't been informed of what your beverage of choice might be. But since you're so well versed in Eastern culture, perhaps green tea would be to your liking? Oh, thank you, but I dropped in only for a brief chat. I wouldn't want to make a nuisance of myself. I imagine there are plenty of others who'd like to speak with you today. By the way, I wanted to ask for your opinion on your colleague, Toa Herschel. Wouldn't you say that her conflict resolution talents are perfect for the CID? President Rocksmith? I didn't see that coming. I heard you were bold, sir, but I never thought you'd suggest something quite that bold. Haha, I'm nowhere near as audacious as the Chancellor. Soon I won't have much authority anymore. However, I still cannot stand seeing young talent not being put to good use. It's quite fortunate that we met today. If you have any gifted friends who might be inclined to move to Calvard, let me know. I'll gladly welcome them with open arms. Yeah, as my country comes to your country with arms. Sorry, no one comes to mind. You're really not one to beat around the bush. Well, that was informative. Hey, Reen. Don't be a stranger. Come and join us. What have you guys been talking about? Jaeger troop movements and stuff related to the war, as well as Ouroboros's presumed plans. I've been wondering about those things too. Right now, it looks like they're both serving the Imperial government, just like the gnomes. That's a really nasty mix, if you ask me. The old Northern Jaegers and Needhog are in a different situation, though. Yeah, the Imperial Defense Force forced them to cooperate using hostages. They're currently looking for a chance to free them. What they do from now on depends on whose pocket they find themselves in this time. Shirley's a key member of the Red Constellation, so you can be sure they're in tune with Ouroboros' schemes. As for Zephyr, the gnomes hired them, but it's ultimately up to the boss to decide what they do. I don't know the details yet. There's also Ouroboros' Enhanced Jaegers, the troops the former Third Anguis deployed during the incident in the Burl. Yeah, Yuna and the others encountered some of in Heimdall. Between all of you, you've got a decent intelligence network to draw on. You make for a really good team. Yeah. And if there's any info we don't have, the Divine Blade and the Golden Rakshasa are here too. It's hard to believe Muse managed to get all these guys under one roof. It's been a long time since we last met. We haven't had the chance to speak since the trade conference 2 years ago. It's nice to see you again. And you. I'm glad you all seem to be doing well. Lady Mildine, it's also the first time in many years that I have had the pleasure to talk with you. While I wouldn't call these the ideal circumstances, I'm delighted you're a most impressive young lady now. You flatter me. It's good to have some time to chat about non-official affairs, yes? So you've known each other for a while? Prince Albert was a good friend of my late father. Yes, we met for the first time over a decade ago. Somehow, Alfred and I got on fabulously well from the start. We'd talk about politics, economics, and social issues from evening till the early morning hours. The lakes and marshes of Remiferia enchanted Alfred, and he'd often bring his family there. This takes me back. I was just a little girl back then, but I vaguely remember our visits. I mostly played with your niece. She was the same age as me, I believe. I'd like to see her again. That's right. You two really liked each other, didn't you? Speaking of your niece. Oh, that's right. I haven't seen her in ages. There have been some rumors going around about her. She's become intractable lately. As for Uncle, I want to protect her, but she's certainly not making it easy. Sometimes I think she does it just to spite me. He's gotten really grumbly. He must care a lot about his niece, though he does seem a bit overprotective. Oh, he's always been like this. Apology for that digression. I didn't mean to bore you with family issues. Remiferia will gladly provide you with assistance, be it human resources or medical services. If the Triple S needs anything, do not hesitate to let me know. Tio, I'm aware of your family situation. If there's anything I can do. Thank you for the kind offer. It isn't as bad now, though. We've been keeping in touch more. Ah, that's a relief. Prince Albert is a friendly guy. And Musa's known him for a long time. Looks like she's made connections early on. I should say hello to the prince, too. Oh, we already said hello to the prince, I guess. Even though we didn't... Like, we're literally just going in there to eavesdrop on their conversations and leave. Oh! I spotted my little eye, Elise Schwarzer, Princess Alfred's trusted friend and the sister of the Ashen Chevalier. You're friends with Lady Mildine, too, aren't you? We need to talk. If you have questions about my friends, I'd rather you talk to them directly. I'm no gossip. Oh, I wouldn't try to drag any embarrassing stories about your friends. Nothing of the sort. You're a reporter from Crossbell? So she's your next target on your hunt for a big scoop? Oh, don't make it sound like I'm some fierce predator. The only thing ferocious about me is my intellect. Hold on. Aren't you Ash Carbide? The guy who shot the Emperor? What's the truth behind that story? How did it feel to pull the trigger? Oh, crap. What did I get myself into now? Oh my gosh, and that tall gentleman, is that the 8th Dominion of the Gralsritter? There are several topics I'd love to interview you in depth about. Not that I'm totally in the dark about what you've been up to. Wazzy, Kevin, and Reese have already spilled some beans. Did they? Don't be shy, I don't bite. Seems like this is the party corner. Brilliant, here comes the hero to join us. This is perfect. Let's go to the empty room over there so we can all talk in private. I'm not against an interview myself, but I'd much rather you didn't hound my friends or family for one. Sorry. I got a little ahead of myself there, I guess. But if there's anything you could tell me that I could quote in my report, like maybe a short comment from each of you? That's not unreasonable, sure. Dude, speak for yourself. What if I gave her dirt on you? You're being a little overprotective. Typical Reen, really. Reen's the Reen. Cassius, how have you been? When was it we last saw each other? Goodness, 4 years at least. I'm sorry I missed your A-rank promotion ceremony. It coincided with the orbital shutdown phenomenon, so there was no helping it. Thank you for writing my recommendation. You're welcome. Have you managed to come to terms with Colonel Valentine passing away? Yes, I've been lucky to be surrounded by good supportive friends from the Bracer Guild and my wonderful students. Laura is one of my students, and Kurt's a student of a student. I'm Laura Arcade. You, sir, are a legend. It's truly an honor to meet you in person. I'm very glad to meet you too, Laura. I had the pleasure of working with Victor on the Bracer Guild branch bombing case. He praised you highly. Please accept my sincere sympathy. His loss must have hurt you deeply. Thank you, sir. My father once told me that seeing your prowess with the staff firsthand would be a beneficial experience for me. I believe you were self-taught? Not quite. I learned the basics from a friend. I also took the liberty of incorporating teachings of the 8 Leaves Blade School into it. I'm very impressed, sir. Only those who are very talented are able to do so. Kurt, why don't you introduce yourself? Yes. This here is Kurt Vander. He's the youngest son of the Vanders. Oh, I didn't introduce myself, but okay, Laura. I am Kurt Vander, younger brother of Mueller Vander and nephew of Zex Vander. Pardon me, sir. You're quite the hero. I feel a bit overwhelmed. Take it easy. I'm not all they say about me. I'm more. I've met your brother and uncle, so I don't believe I've ever spoken to your father. When things calm down a little, I'd like to pay a visit to your folks. I fear I've been rather impolite in not having done so yet. Oh, not at all. I'm sure my mother and father will be thrilled to meet you. Cassius has lots of connections both in the army and among the Bracers. I could spend the whole evening talking to him about swordplay, but it'd be rude to monopolize him like that. I'll relay our master's message for you once the circumstances are right, but a time when great determination and sacrifice are needed is no doubt to come. I'll have to be patient. Oh, I still have to talk to him. Can't just eavesdrop here. Oh, Reen. Come and join us. Don't mind if I do. By the way, was the Silver Streak an acquaintance of yours, Cassius? Sherazard. She was a student of mine, actually. Yes, she was a pupil of mine at the guild. It's very odd that she's vanished into thin air. Yes, no one seems to be able to track down her whereabouts. If she wasn't at the Gnome's HQ, could it be possible that Ouroboros abducted her? No, Shara has a relative who's among the ranks of Ouroboros. I find it hard to believe that they'd kidnap her. I think I know who you mean. Sherazard mentioned her to me when we went out drinking. Enforcer number 6, the Bewitching Belle, yes? Duvali. Yep, that's her. She showed up in Liberl during the orbital shutdown, too. but it's unknown whether she's still alive. It seems she hasn't reported back to Ouroboros since that incident. They haven't written her off as dead yet, though. It's assumed the situation is similar to Blue Blanc's, that she's out there somewhere going about her business. The Silver Streak was like a sister to her, though. She wouldn't keep quiet if Ouroboros had abducted her. I see. Well, you might as well drop that line of investigation. My, if it isn't the Stahlritter's Duvally the Swift. You seem very well informed. I could say the same about you, especially considering you don't have ties with Ouroboros yourself. I understand now why the Faceless was remarkably wary of you. My lord is also intrigued by you. If you don't mind, I'd like to hear how you achieved mastery in so many disciplines. Oh. Swordplay, military arts, strategy? And I hear your master's disciple Arios is just like you. Yes, I've heard rumors about him. Just for the reference, if you could tell us if there's any particular trick to it. Not that it impressed me all that much, but both you and the Arcade are renowned as the finest swordsman alive, so it must count for something. I can't think of many honors greater than the Maiden of Legend herself taking an interest in me. Well, ask me anything. I'll try to satisfy your curiosity, although we may not be able to go into much detail this time. That's fine. First of all, why did you give up the sword and switch to the staff? Duvally's so easy to read, but that's part of her charm. She's polite to everyone and doesn't look down on others, even if they're her enemy. As expected of the Steel Maiden's disciple, I look up to her as well. Yeah, Duvally is just Duvally. Like, she's not a bad person, she's just her own person. Hi, I'm Kia Bannings. Ren told me lots about you, Tita. Nice to meet you, I'm Tita Russell. I can't believe it, Ren, she's so cute. Yeah, that's how most people react to her. You must be Angelica Ragnar? Nice to meet you, I'm Ren Bright. Don't do it, Angelica, don't do it. I hear you've been trained in the Taito style by Kilika Ruran. Oh, that's cool. It's nice to meet you, Angie, or do you like Jellica better? I've died and gone to heaven. What? Angelica, are you alright? We're only 2,000 yards above ground, but it seems we're flying so close to the heavens. Tita alone is an angel, but the three of you together form an angelic choir. No, remain calm, Angelica. Celine, what's going on here? Beats me, I was just having a nap and woke up to this. God, I can't stand it anymore! Oh, big arms. Angelica! She's faster than lightning. Hug attack! Squeeze! Kia's all for it. Like, Kia, I think Kia's the only one who actually hugs back, because Kia just loves love. She loves hugs. Kia's great. Ah! My life is complete. Alright, we're just gonna leave. You're just going to stand by and watch this happen, huh, Reen? I'm just waiting for things to calm down so I can say hello. Okay, and we don't even say hello. We just watch Angelica do Angelica stuff. Hi, Schwarzer. Hey, guys. You're discussing armed forces movements on different fronts? Rosine, I'm surprised to see you with them. I've got my reasons. As you overheard, we're trying to get a better picture of where each militarized faction is allocating its resources. Besides the Viceland Army, I wanted to check in with the braces at the armor divisions, too. I've also been looking into the armor division's movements. It seems they've established a new squad. The guild's also been keeping an eye on the situation. We're tracking high-ranker Jaeger Corps' movements, engaging the neighboring countries' responses. It'd be helpful to trade info with you guys. Ah, I see. And you're also gathering intel on military movements, Rosine? As a matter of fact, yes. There's no organization that understands and fears the Great Twilight more than the Septian Church. The details are confidential, but we've already decided on which measures to take. Seriously? I can only imagine what that means. We'll all benefit from cooperating, but in any case, we'll return to Operation Meal Mirage at dinner. For now, let's just take a break. Sounds like a plan. I can't wait to hear the details of the operation, but I've got to be patient. I still walk around some more. Okay. Have there been any updates on Hercules? We're still unable to locate them. With the Ramda's stealth function and mobility of a gunship, they're hard to track down. We're not going to give up, of course. I heard you requested the Bracer Guild's help with this. Yes, although they also haven't been able to dig up any new information since we lost sight of Hercules in the canyon. I heard about that from the guild too. I guess when a special forces squad is equipped with the latest technology and wants to disappear, it'd take a miracle to track them down. The Ramda. We've seen firsthand in Heimdall how its spatial projection function can seriously impede pursuit. If they'd only surrender, there'd be so much room. There'd be room for negotiations with Erebonia. But maybe the curse has progressed too far for that. The Dark Dragon made the members of the Hercules squad into its kin back in Heimdall. The Great Twilight must have taken and twisted them into Nacht Familia. Nacht Familia? Those are vampires from the Erebonian folklore, if I'm not mistaken. Is there any way to make them human again? If it's possible, if you act quickly. If you find them within a few days, they should be fine. So that's our time frame. Kayla, let me know if you pick up their trail. We might be able to help in some capacity. You're volunteering to help? That's much appreciated. We did it! I swear to God, if everybody moves around again. Is it dinner time yet?
I was about to say, are we actually done? Who knows?
I hope so. Can't find anything to do? Hello, Duvali the Swift. I was just wandering around. You can drop the epithet. If you can be informal with Lloyd and Estelle, why not me? Because you told me it is Duvali the Swift to me. It was just a slip of the tongue. Besides, there's not much of an age difference between the three of us. I feel like I should be more respectful when talking to you. Are you implying that, from your point of view, I'm old? No, definitely not. She's what, 23? She doesn't even look it. But it's probably best to drop it. Anyway, Lady Mildine has more influence in the higher echelons than I had imagined. She's gathered prominent political figures, bracers, the special sports section, and all of you under the same roof. Even the Black Fang and the Angel of Slaughter are present. Ah, that's right. Do you know them through Ouroboros? Yes, I was familiar with the Blade Lord, who often worked with them. Joshua Astray left Ouroboros around the time I joined. I see. That must have been when the Brights took him in. Hey, what you guys talking about? Swapping some sexy little secrets, I hope? I mean, we can't have sexy without you, Crow. Is that all you ever think about? How's the intel gathering going, Crow? Well, Randolph's chatty as ever, but it's Joshua that's a real treasure trove of info. And isn't it kind of weird Vita's not here? Yeah, Emma seems confused about it, too. You both know what she's like. Probably busy working on some grand scheme behind the scenes. Have you noticed tension in the air? I guess. I think I know what you mean. It's not just you Awakeners that are particularly sensitive to it. Everyone gathered here seems to sense something ominous brewing. Whether there's any connection to Operation Meal Mirage or not, we'll likely find out at dinner. Yeah. There's the rivalries, too. The calm before the storm might be over pretty soon. That could just be me, but we better be prepared. Yeah, I agree. We'll see what happens. I'll keep my eyes and ears open and see what else I can hear. My apologies for disturbing your pleasant conversation. Hey, Butler. Dinner is now ready to be served. May I please ask you to proceed to the banquet hall? Yeah, thanks. Hey, you know what? Good, we can finally have some dinner. You know what that means?
More talkie bits?
More talkie bits. I remember the food here being pretty good. Yes, it was cooked by the finest chefs those Erebonian nobles could find. Those fish burgers of yours were quite delectable as well, I must admit. Sometimes simple is the best. I'm surprised you remember. Honestly, that was a while ago, and they weren't anything special, just a quick, easy meal. Hey, I've been looking for you guys everywhere. The dinner is about to start. Great, I'm starving. But the discussion that follows is the main course, isn't it? That's right, it's more than just a social event. Let's get going. It's rude to keep good food waiting. Okay, Crow. Like, Crow is just the best, and I will hear nothing of any opposition. Crow is the best. When Crow dies, I cries.
Crow dies, you cries.
Afterward, all of the guests, including the leaders of each state, gathered together at the banquet. A modest but wonderful meal thus began, provided by Duchess Cayenne. Oh my god, I have to walk around and talk to everybody again, don't I? I swear to God. The lunch started a bit later, but the guests thoroughly enjoyed the fare and had lively conversations. Please don't make it so I have to walk around everywhere. It was a unique opportunity for the attendees, and many meaningful exchanges were made. Some time later, enjoyable as it was, the meal came to an end. Everyone then transitioned into the meeting portion of the event. The details of Meal Mirage were revealed.
What you see before you is an outline of Operation Meal Mirage. our response to Operation Jormungand.
I thought she was standing up at the board.
I knew it.
It doesn't stray too far from what we'd expected, but even so.
Seeing it all laid out like this makes it overwhelmingly real.
I get that a plan this crazy is probably our only hope, but still, we're really gonna do this, huh?
We might have no choice.
The Empire has drastically increased its military might, due largely in part to the draft. Current estimates number their forces at 1.2 million strong, and that figure will only rise before the fighting actually starts.
On the other hand, Calvard's military can barely scrape together 800,000, at most. Even if they try to boost their ranks with a draft of their own, that probably won't go over too well, judging by their last election.
Not to mention the huge difference in weapons and resources between the two countries. In terms of both aerial combat fleets and core tank units, Erebonia has a clear advantage. And that's without taking Panzer Soldats into account.
And now the new Zauber Soldats.
Yeah. There's no way the Verne Company's production line could even hope to keep up. What's more, the Empire now has an excuse to throw all the new technology it's been developing into this war.
I mean, here's what I don't get. So, we have those Dragunov class railway cannons, right?
Right.
The ones that could wipe Crossbell off the map in a matter of hours.
Right.
Why do we need to go through this whole operation and start a war when they could just blast Calvard off the map with those railway cannons?
Yeah, I don't know.
What is Osborne's endgame with this war when we clearly have a weapon strong enough to just absolutely mass slaughter the entire Republic of Calvard in, like, less than a day? And we're still making more at Elisa's family's company.
With that in mind, it's entirely possible that the Civil War was nothing more than an opening move.
I agree. It seems likely. The same could be said of the Orbital Shutdown phenomenon, or even the 100 Days War. It is our belief that these events were simply set up, all to pave the way for Operation Jormungand.
Damn it. Those monsters. And Mille Mirage is your plan for how to hold back Operation Jormungand. We have with us the Republican Army of Calvard, the Royal Army of Liberl, the Remiferian and Viceland armies, as well as troops from Le Mans and Orid, and even resistance cells acting out of Crossbell in Northumbria.
You intend to coordinate every one of these individual forces united under a single banner to suppress the Imperial Army from all sides.
That's exactly right.
Oh, that looks like it's going to be, we're going to just be sending our units everywhere.
As you stated before, Calvard's armed forces total 800,000 strong. The Viceland army should bring that number up by about 100,000.
The Principality of Remiferia is prepared to lend its aid as well, to the effect of approximately 80,000 troops. Add to that figure an additional 120,000 from the Kingdom of Liberl.
And we can tie it up.
Further, we can count on receiving around 20,000 soldiers from Le Mans and Orid combined, as well as another 10,000 from Crossbell and Northumbria.
That would bring them up to 1,230,000, which is 30,000 more troops than what Erebonia's got.
And this is to remain off the record, but we're expecting roughly 30,000 in reinforcements from Arteria as well.
So, 1.26 million.
Naturally, we plan on bringing Jaegers into the fight too. We've been scouting out Jaeger corps big and small. All in all, I'd say we're looking at a good 40,000 extra soldiers.
So we got 1.3 million soldiers then.
Altogether a combined total of 1.2 million.
800,000, 100,000, 900,000, 980,000, 1,080,000, 1.1 million, right? 800, 900, 1,020,000, 1.1 million, plus 20,000. That's next. 30,000. It's 1 point. What? Hold up. Something's not adding up here. That doesn't sound right. 800,000 plus 100,000 plus 80,000 plus 120,000 plus 20,000 plus 10,000 plus 30,000. Oh. I don't know how I messed it up then.
Finally putting us on even ground with Operation Jormungand.
A war like this would stretch over almost half the continent.
Resistance cells from Crossbell, huh? That must be Sonia and the others.
Yeah, Muriel told me a bit about it, but...
Northumbria too? That have something to do with the movements we heard about there?
Yeah. The resistance there is made up of former members of the Northern Jaegers, who got absorbed into the Imperial Army.
And we got troops from Le Mans and Orid too. That would be their defense forces, no?
That's right. We've actually known about their involvement for a little bit.
I have to say, I'm surprised the High Seat of the Septian Church would choose to involve themselves so directly.
But Rosine mentioned something about this earlier, didn't she?
Yes. The Congregation for Divine Worship is likely deploying the Papal Guard as we speak.
The Imperial Army's technological superiority is undeniable, and we can't underestimate the threat Ouroboros poses either. Further, directing and coordinating all parties involved will prove a tremendously difficult task. That is the purpose of our meeting, to determine who will serve as the key piece in our plan, the cornerstone upon which we can build our success.
Why do we need to determine anything? We all know it's gonna be fucking Reen.
I present to you Cassius Bright, Lieutenant General of the Royal Army of Liberl. And, as of today, Supreme Commander of Operation Mille Mirage.
No, I did not see that coming.
What?
Now that's what I call a power move.
A natural decision. Lieutenant General Bright did head the search and destroy operations against the cult in Crossbell.
What's more, he can already boast having pushed back an Imperial invasion once before. He's the most brilliant tactician of our time, without a doubt.
I should have known.
So you've accepted the position then, Dad? Even after hearing everything that's going to happen as a result of this plan?
I have. This can truly be called the Great War, the likes of which mankind has never seen before. A war that will surely destroy the lives of all it touches, soldiers and civilians alike. Hundreds of thousands of lives. Worst comes to worst, we could see casualties in the millions.
Millions?
Yeah, that's definitely possible. But at least it will keep the Empire from completely destroying everything.
Yeah, she has a point.
I think I speak for us all when I say this dreadful decision weighs heavily on our hearts. But there are stakes here far more dire than the invasion of Calvard itself. Namely, Erebonia's 2 Septarians, as well as its curse, which spreads further and further with every land it conquers.
It's all connected.
If we don't act soon, the Republic will fall to the Empire's advance, drowning the entire nation in its curse. It would then only be a matter of time before the surrounding countries fell as well, until finally all of Zemuria is in the curse's grasp. All for the sake of reviving the ultimate being, the Great One. This we must avoid above all else. If this dreadful decision is the only chance we have of saving our world, then so be it.
Cassius just knows how to fucking control the room.
This whole catastrophe began in Erebonia. Though I can't personally agree to this plan, as a member of the Imperial family, I must allow it.
Your Highness.
This is the consensus we have reached. I trust you understand now the reason we've gathered here.
There are a few things we must ask you now. Namely, if you accept the necessity of our plan. And furthermore, if we can count on your cooperation.
I'm sure you'd like some time to talk things over amongst yourselves, and with your other allies as well. But as you can probably tell, that's time we just don't have.
Members of the Bracer Guild, Special Support Section, Class 7, and Thor's Military Academy as a whole. We need your answers, here and now. How do you respond?
How do we respond, dear? You good over there? Hello?
Yes.
When it comes down to it, we, the Special
Can you hear
Support
me?
Section,
I
are
can.
just a single division of
Okay.
the CPD. We're in no position to defy the will of a nation, let alone four. We understand the severity of the situation. Be that as it may, we can't, in good faith, lend our aid to this cause. There has to be a better way to fix this mess we're in, and we won't back down until we figure out how. Not just to stop this war, but so that someday, Crossbell can take back its independence for good.
I see.
You can count the Bracer Guild out of this deal, too. We're the supporting gauntlet of the common people. Their security and protection will always come first. But at the same time, we understand that you have to do this. So instead, we'll make sure to get in touch with our headquarters in Le Mans to organize an evacuation plan for all the citizens. And in the meantime, we'll look for our own way to resolve this. Just like the SSS. That's the Bracer Guild's decision.
Estelle.
Ah.
With so many of us still missing, we can't claim to speak for Thors as a whole. But we can, at the very least, tell you our decision as Class 7. Become the foundation of the world. In a sense, those words have shaped our class from the very beginning. A war this big is certainly one way to keep the curse in check. We could be a new foundation afterwards. One built over ruins and destruction. But this curse is not absolute.
Hey, Michi.
Though it sweeps across the nation, toying with our fate, there are still those who stand together to resist it. We've seen as much with our very own eyes. We need a plan to try and ensure the safety of the world as we know it. Mille Mirage can be that plan. But, like the Guild and the SSS, we choose to find a third path forward for ourselves. That means dealing with any incidents brought about by the curse, as well as the rivalries. Whether or not that's even possible, I don't know. Time is running out on us even as we speak. Yet still, we'll continue to tread forward, step by step.
Reen, all you could have said was nah, bruh.
Because we owe it to Prince Olivert to find that third path he always strove to take.
Reen.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
The path Prince Olivert would have wanted.
I see.
My goodness. The naivete of youth never fails to astound me. And yet, as history shows us, it is precisely the young and foolish who bring change to the world.
The same could be said of those not bound by duty or tradition. Come to think of it, Prince Olivert himself embodied every one of those qualities.
He most certainly did. And his spirit lives on in this next generation.
We have heard your convictions, clear and true. Operation Mille Mirage is already underway. But so long as you respect our position, we will respect yours in turn.
You're under no obligation to participate in our plan. That said, we'd appreciate your help wherever possible. That includes exchanging information, keeping civilians safe, and so on.
We certainly have more room to cooperate than Operation Jormungand does at the very least. You Bracers played a pivotal role in solving the incidents in Liberl, as did the Special Support Section in Crossbell. I eagerly await seeing what such seasoned heroes can bring to the table.
Thank you. We won't disappoint.
You better not.
I don't know if I'd call us heroes exactly, but we'll help out in any way we can.
Oh, that suspense was killing me.
As grim as our circumstances are, we now know what our mission must be.
Shut up, Laura.
Right! We gotta do everything we can to stop this war before it begins. And even if it does, we'll just have to find a way to end it.
Right. Our first course of action is figuring out exactly what we can accomplish right now as members of Thors. I imagine the rivalries will play a key role in that.
Agreed.
You're all pretty gung-ho about this, huh?
How are you guys so relentlessly positive about everything?
That's just the way we are, Doobly.
It really is the most annoying thing about them, isn't it?
Aw, shit. How the fuck did he know?
Wait a sec.
I know that voice.
It's him. Enforcer number 0 of Ouroboros.
Campanella, show yourself.
Oh, this is bad. He saw everything.
Sounds like things are coming along nicely over here. Quite the
Oh.
illustrious guest list you have here. I'm almost starstruck.
Indeed. It would seem the rumors weren't unfounded.
Maribel.
Belle! The new third Anguis of Ouroboros.
Lady Mildine, my greetings to you and all the leaders of the world gathered here today.
Well, this is bad. I think Ouroboros is about to declare war on us.
I see a number of familiar faces and some new ones too. My, how delightful.
You must be Dieter Croesus' daughter. I've heard the rumors of what you've become.
A member of an international terrorist organization. Gracious me. The audacity of this woman.
Whoa, he really called it, huh, Lady Belle?
Ha, you're one to talk.
Hey, this is some party you guys got going on.
Real swanky joint, too. Shame for you, Zephyr's here to crash it.
Shirley! You...
Boss! That means Zeno and Leo are here too, doesn't it?
Sure does. But hey, we're not done with the lineup just yet. Don't think things will go the same for you here as they did at the workshop.
Please excuse our intrusion.
Oh, shit.
Sharon.
It's just gonna be a massive fucking war.
George!
So you've come.
Lecter, it's really you.
In the flesh. Long time no see, ladies.
My lady, everyone, I apologize for interrupting such an important meeting.
You should have just kept the mask on, Angie.
She's got the mask on, George.
If you're all quite finished, it's time I make the final introduction.
Oh my god, Cedric!
Your Highness!
Cedric, why are you...
Ah, if it isn't my dear sister, Alphen.
Shut up, Cedric.
And Class 7. Your little stunt in leaves caused me no end of headaches.
Shut up, Cedric.
You had it coming. That's what you get for getting Elise and Tio all wrapped up in your schemes.
You tell him, Yuna.
That's simply how it works between us. You should understand this by now. The rivalries are no different. This particular matter has been entrusted to me by Chancellor Osborne himself.
Shut up, Cedric.
Consider this a little congratulatory visit from us to celebrate the commencement of Operation Mille Mirage.
Were we just hacked?
Yep. They probably used the Society's astral code to infiltrate the system.
Courtesy of Belle and the Fool, I'd assume.
Sounds like we're in for a fair bit of trouble then, huh?
Yeah, they're coming.
What the?
Hacked and invaded.
Damn! They brought Imperial warships!
No, not quite.
This is the bridge. We have an emergency. We've got 8 Crimson ships approaching on our 9. And with them, a 280 Arch-class airship.
What?
Damn. There's only one ship that friggin' massive.
Oh no, is it Ouroboros' airship?
You mean the one that appeared during the orbital shutdown?
That's right. Ouroboros' pride and joy. The largest battleship in the history of mankind.
I can't remember what it was called.
The Crimson Ark. The Glorious.
Yeah, that thing has like fucking 10 floors to it. That thing was huge. That thing's a monster. We're in trouble. That thing could eat the Pantagruel for like all the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That thing's just gigantic. And it's loaded to the brim with fucking guns and weaponry and shit. And there's fucking... I hate him so much. We're in trouble. This is bad, dear.
This is mega bad.
Oh, you have no idea how bad this is. I see, so it's just as the advanced warning predicted. Moreover, it's not one of the Empire ships, but one of Ouroboros' aircraft carriers. What does that mean? It's as if they expected us. At the end of the meeting, Duchess Cayenne did make one prediction. That either the Imperial Air Force or Ouroboros' battle carrier would appear in these skies. Were it the Imperial Air Force, their progress would slow down the path to violence. Would be deterred in a sense. This airspace is directly above the borders with the leaders of each state on board. An attack on the ship would simply be too reckless. Even if it were successfully captured, this would still be a massive effect on cross-national negotiations. And that would instantly bring a halt to the war. That's what she was betting on, wasn't it? Things turned out differently, though. They opted for an Ouroboros-affiliated ship instead. Since seeing the princess and other leaders entombed here would just add fuel to the fire for war. No. Damn it, so they're playing dependent on Calvard, aren't they? This is no joke. We can't let this happen. Of course, I swear on the honor of the Bracer Guild. You guys called us here knowing this would happen, didn't you? Correct, and it's worked out perfectly. We still have an escape route available for our guests, so you needn't worry about that. Can I get each of you to divide your troops in half and have them accompany you to the hangar? Enemy forces are coming in from the deck. I'd like the remaining half to help take care of them. Let's divide into two groups, and one for starboard and one for port. Whoa, you guys prepared that far in advance? If that's the command. We don't have time. Let's decide on the groups. Be sure to balance the teams well. Understood. The result was a counterattack led mainly by Reen in Class 7 with Estelle, Joshua, and Ren, Lloyd, L.E.T.O., Crow, and Dooley, and the others. Oh wait, Muse's not going to be fighting? Oh, that's not what I like to see. Oh wait. I have to have Emma here. She's my other mage. Actually, I should be able to make Ren a powerful mage. I have way more than enough Seepith to get any of the quartz that I could possibly need for her. It sucks that Muse's not going to be coming along, though.
Now, shall we get going?
Best of luck, all of you. You guys be careful, okay?
Wait, what in the world's going on? Whatever it is, it looks like we got a real juicy scoop on our hands.
We ain't got nothing on our hands, Grace.
Oh, no you don't.
I believe you all know what it is you must do.
Yeah.
We got this.
Just leave it to us.
We are currently under attack by Ouroboros' enhanced Jaegers and members of the Red Constellation.
The Red Constellation, huh? Gonna be a real pain in the ass, especially with the Blitz there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Gilbert's probably heading up the enhanced Jaegers. Not that he's anything to worry about. His archaisms might still give us some trouble, though.
I love how Estelle, doesn't have, knows that Gilbert sucks dick.
Speak for yourself. I'll make sure that little errand boy regrets ever stepping foot in here.
Ash, Kurt, I'll be counting on you.
You got it.
Understood. We must stop His Highness.
Yuna, Altina, we're going to need your support as well. Of course! Let's do this, Ellie!
I'll give it my best.
Time for you to show me that new Orbital gear you told me about, Tita.
Yep. Prepare to be amazed.
All right, guys. It's time to begin our joint operation. Team A will go starboard. Team B, you head port.
Our current position is the rear side of the lower deck. Let's make our way up to the top deck. Take out any intruders you find along the way.
Right! This will be the perfect chance to put our teamwork to the test, huh? It's our time to shine, Reen. Let's go!
Right. Show me what you've got, Lloyd.
Yeah, bros. You can switch between teams A and B in this mission. L2 to switch between teams, clear the way to the upper deck. Once you reach your destination, teams will merge, make sure all members are equipped and ready for battle. All members? That's so many members!
Have fun with that.
I don't want to handle.
Everybody
gotta get a piece of the action. So we're doing that next time. Until then, everybody.